Hello, my name's Mrs. Keegan. I'm the Assistant Curriculum Team Leader for Science, and I'm here just to talk to you a little bit about what we have to offer in the Science Department at Key Stage 3. We have a large team of specialist science teachers who specialise in a range of science topics, who are just on the screen there for you now. So throughout this talk, I'm going to give you an overview of science at Key Stage 3. I'm going to explain some of the topics we cover each year, how we assess internally, and provide you a little bit of information about the resources which are available to support students at home. Hopefully all in under 10 minutes. Okay, so across all year groups, we cover a range of biology, chemistry and physics topics in year 7. We start with the basic building blocks upon which all of science curriculum is founded. So we start off by looking at cells, organs and tissues. From there we look at muscles and bones. After Christmas, we look at sexual reproduction, and in the summer term, we look at ecosystems. In chemistry, we cover mixtures and separation, acids and alkalis. We look at the particle model and atoms, elements and molecules. Physics looks at energy and forces, and we go into a little bit more detail in terms of electricity and sound. In year 8, we use those building blocks from year 7, and we go on to look at some of those organ systems in a little bit more detail. So we look at food and nutrition and unicellular organisms. We look at plant systems, reproduction in plants. We look at breathing and the respiratory system, and we start to look at genetics, evolution and inheritance. In chemistry, we start to investigate chemical reactions, combustion, the periodic table, metals, reactivity and rocks. And in physics, we look at energy in a little bit more detail in terms of energy transfer, light energy, forces and force fields, earth and space, and fluids. In year 9, we start to prepare the students for when they choose their option subjects, and begin in year 10 to study the GCSE topics. So we look at really underpinning those key concepts in biology, chemistry and physics. So we revisit cells and control in a little bit more detail. In chemistry, we look again at states of matter, going in again into more detail, and we look at atomic structure and the periodic table. In physics, we look at motion and forces again, and conservation of energy. So a real cyclical syllabus that just keeps revisiting these concepts in a little bit more detail to ensure a good grounding in those fundamentals. When the students get given homework, at Key Stage 3, there is a really useful resource, which is ActiveLearn. All students have been given a username and password for ActiveLearn, and we will set tasks each week to help them revise and consolidate their learning from class using ActiveLearn. At Key Stage 3, if you click on this icon here, this will lead you to the book that goes alongside our teaching. When you click on the book, you can look at the page. We normally tend to teach double page per lesson. and whatever homework they've got, they can then go on the textbook, they can read around the topic. If they've got homework that they don't understand, they can go to that textbook and have a look at it. And it's a really useful resource, not only for helping with them with the homework, but for revising for end of unit tests and for just reading a little bit more detail around the subject. As I said, they will get homework on Active Learn as well. The homework comes in tasks that look a little bit like this one. There's lots of drag and drop activities, fill in the missing words, and it's a really good way of just checking their learning. As teachers, we will really encourage them to not just have a go and get it done as fast as they can, but use things like the learning aids, which you can see from this light bulb in the corner. When they click on that learning aid, it brings up the option to take them to the textbook, and sometimes open a PowerPoint that will help them if they're struggling to answer those questions. So PowerPoint will look a bit like this one in the top corner, providing more relevant information, or it'll take you to the double spread of the book. Really useful if a child is absent from school as well, to stop them falling behind with the work. As I said, we will set tasks on Active Learn, and they're useful not only to the student to see how much progress and understanding they've had in that topic, but it allows us to view the overall progress of your child and see if they are struggling in any of the topics that we are teaching them. Another really useful resource is Seneca. It's another type of revision activity available online. Homework's also going to be set regularly through this website. Feedback again sent to staff so we can see and track understanding. Here you can choose which topic you want to learn about, read the scrolling information, and watch really useful instructional videos to help understand those topics. Brilliant thing about Seneca, it's free. They just need to put in their school email address and a password that they choose. It's based on cognitive science. It allows quick marking and adaptive learning, so it will allow you to revisit those topics that you didn't understand and really improve in those areas you're struggling with. So throughout the year, there will be a number of internal assessments. Each half term, we will do 2 mid-stakes assessments. One of those will be an open writing piece where it gives the student an opportunity to write down everything they've learned about that topic, or based on a question that we set them. For that, they will then get a try now feedback sheet where it tells them what the strengths were from the piece and how they can improve it. And in the lesson, they will write their response to the target. The other assessment each half term will be an end of unit test, which will consist of mainly shorter 1 and 2 mark answers to questions in a exam style paper format, just to get them more used to that formative assessment style. Those will be marked and returned to students, who will then fill out one of these assessment feedback sheets, giving themselves a red, amber, or green for each of the topics they've done. Once students get to year 9, they will start making their option choices. In science, all students will study all 3 of the sciences up to GCSE following the exam called Edexcel. They've got 2 options. They can either study GCSE Combined Science, which is a double award, so they will get 2 grades, and it is the average score of their biology, chemistry, physics exams that they take in the summer of year 11. Alternatively, they can choose GCSE separate sciences. They will still have to do all 3, biology, chemistry, and physics, but each one gets a single award. So they receive a GCSE in biology, a GCSE in chemistry, and a GCSE in physics. We do not say you've got to get a certain grade in order to get to choose separate science. It is purely based on a student's love of the subject. If they show that they enjoy science and work hard, then they would be encouraged to do separate sciences as an option. Hopefully that's covered everything you wanted to know about Key Stage 3 Science at Hertford Church of England High School. If you've got any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact Mr. Douglas, who's the curriculum team leader, or myself on these email addresses, and we will try and answer any of your questions. Thank you.